Parents go to Chelsea.
Not by consent. I used to get
what?
That's
enough,
Right.
It's
Question.
spelled differently there.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, can we move on?
Why?
Chelsea.
No, as in.
Go on, Andrew, over to you.
Right, so I decided to do mine on Bury Town. I think it's important for the community, kind of thing. So we kind of get attendances like, I'd say 700, 800. So it's a big thing for Bury. So I thought there's not really any research or anything on the website to do with sustainability. So I thought I'd do that. There's some pictures there. In terms of the overview, so the aim is to discover how these lower non-league clubs go about sustainability and under the tight budgets and how they go about that. And in May they got promoted, so there's a few rules and regulations to the grounds, the pitch, all stuff like that. So the aim of this is to investigate more in towards that. So yeah. The aims and the goals. So the aim of this, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but I haven't really got around to it, is film like a documentary thing that educates fans on the sustainability of all this. So I think that's something I want to do. There's some guy that we'll get back into that, and the aim of it is to create an article for fans to read and gain an understanding of the club's sustainability. So whether that could be to do with the pitch and how they keep that sustainable in terms of litter and rubbish and stuff like that. Interviews. So I think the main objective is to gain a fan's understanding of this and also staff. So they would give me primary kind of examples of what they do to help this. So as you can see, energy use, that's a big one, and carbon footprint. So on the clubhouse, for example, you have solar panels, so that would help towards the energy kind of use of that. Plastic waste, so like how many bins in each different area and stuff. And the partnerships, so they have a sponsor guy kind of dedicated to it, so he's quite interesting, and I do think if I was to interview him, maybe some of the sponsors are like, they go under sustainability quite well, so getting into that, and if any of them are like green and stuff. Proposed research. So I couldn't really find many secondary research, but in terms of the main thing is getting the interviews sorted, so I can create like quotes from that and stuff about what they tell me, and again fan surveys, that'd be another one. So maybe I could set something up in the clubhouse, like ask a few questions, or a PowerPoint. They have like these bingo nights, I could do one then. So yeah. Visuals and audio. Based on my documentary, so like I was going to get onto, is I watched some guy, Location Football, and he did come to Bury for a bit actually. I spoke to him, and he kind of gives me the idea of the cutaways and in terms of different interviews and audio and equipment that he uses. So I took a bit of influence from him, and I'm going to do that for a while. So I think that's, yeah. And also getting a better understanding of audio equipment. So I want to get a better understanding of that because it improves the overall quality of the interviews. So yeah, legal and ethical. So in terms of accuracy wise, I run the social media, so everything I do put out has to be quite factually correct. So if I do get something wrong, which I have done, then it comes back on me. So I've just kind of got to be careful about what I put out and if everything's accurate. And in terms of the privacy wise, if I go up and film fans, obviously I've got to ask if they're okay with that, and I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So there we go. Target audience. So you get quite a lot of older supporters down at Bury Town. So I think maybe they will have a league understanding of all this. So it's kind of educating them as well. But then there's obviously some younger fans that could do educate as well. But it's more towards the older audience. So yeah. So social media coverage. So main target is to film landscape wise, so I can put it onto YouTube. But then I'll make posts in terms of like on Twitter and Instagram, promoting that so it gets as many views as it possibly can. So yeah, in terms of like how long it's going to be, I haven't really figured that out just yet, but I think it's going to be around 10 minutes because you've got to keep the audience engaged. So yeah, experiments. I think this is a good chance to expand my understanding of, I kind of want to get better videography and stuff like that, so this would be good. I've mentioned the cutaways, I want to like focus on that quite a lot, and this will obviously help me for future projects, and there we go, that is the end of that. Right, any questions?
Sorry.
No, you go first.
There is one thing, and it's not actually really it's not really criticism actually. Because you're at football, I wouldn't in public space. I wouldn't worry about taking photos of people, because obviously you're going to be filming 800 people. You're not going to go around asking every single one of them if it's alright to be filmed.
In terms of the interviews, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I
interviews. But if you're like, I don't know, you're filming the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, no, I don't bother with that. Yeah, I know.
It's just one less.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not critical. I thought it was really good, and I thought it was, you didn't know what you're talking about, so
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Thank you.
Go back through it. I have a question about one of the slides.
Alright, go on, mate.
I'll say this one. Just go through the slides slowly. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, sweet. So as you can see,
Did he used to play for Bury Town?
he did. That's Big John. So
Okay.
I've been lucky enough to interview him before. Been in the same room with him and everything. So that's pretty cool. I thought I'd just stick him on there. So solid.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because obviously he's not in a Bury Town kit in that photo.
Yeah, no, he's played for Barnet in that photo.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That shows that he went on and played at a high level. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant.
What's your primary research?
So I think I mentioned this. It might be towards the back, to be fair. Hang on, I swear I did have it.
Proposed research you put there.
That's the one. So I didn't really get many, but I think it's just in terms of the interviews that gathers you quite a lot of information. I do interviews anyway, so I'm quite experienced on that field. So I feel like that'd be good. And then with the cutaways, it gives you a better look into the club and everything, and the fan surveys.
That's more secondary research.
Well, interviews primary now.
It's primary research.
Interviews is right.
It is
Yeah.
primary.
It was the cutaways, sorry, the cutaways bits were more secondary.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I had mentioned that.
We don't know what your name is. Your name is not.
Yeah, no, yeah, I forgot about that one. I'll probably put that at the start or something. So.
In terms of secondary research, though,
Yeah, there's not much of that.
you could, for your secondary research, instead of focusing just on Bury Town, go broader to
Yeah,
the clubs
other
at that
clubs.
level, and sort of find examples of what Bury could do.
Yeah.
That could maybe follow in their footsteps, and maybe then in your interviews for primary research, pose the question to fans of, do you think this would be a good idea for Bury to do in order to make it more sustainable?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the sort of laws and things in terms of what Bury Town have to follow with their sort of structure of the club are quite similar to as you sort of move up, sort of
Yeah.
step 2, step that sort of.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could look at that and sort of compare what the difference would be and how when I'm assuming that I don't know how Bury Town are doing as they move up.
Yeah, no, I mean,
What will they have to do? How will that affect finances? Is something you could? I mean, I'm sure you could look into that as well.
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, you have to be careful about defamation,
Yeah.
because obviously you are connected to Bury
Yeah.
anyway. However, in your documentary, being careful about what you say is not to tarnish Bury Football Club itself, because that could get you in trouble.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I just want to say that was quite a strong.
That was I think that was really
I
strong.
think
Yeah.
the second is progressing on that was sort of the our level pitch.
I would say
It was
you
more strong.
pitched very well. You gave eye contact. The pitch itself, you haven't got too much writing on there. You've just got your bullet points. You're confident in what your idea is. I know exactly what you're doing. There's some stuff missing from it, which you need to put on your Wix. But for a first pitch, I think it's good.
Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah, I think. I just said yeah. So you didn't have your planning in there. So it would have been nice to see what your timeline is and when you want to aim to get things done
Yeah,
by.
the calendar and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Equipment.
Yeah, equipment.
Yeah,
So that's all
yeah.
your planning, that kind of stuff.
That's what you can do
Um,
secondary research actually.
Yeah.
You can research different types of cameras and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
You had examples of what you want it to be like. You didn't play the video. It's been really good if you played it and just kind of talked us through a little bit. Maybe put timestamps of when certain shots that are similar to like what you want to get, or the audio or anything that you want to get. But again, you showed if you had examples in there. You just needed to play it. So that's good. You had the examples in there.
Also, did you take those photos, all of them photos?
Not all of them. I'm in the one in the middle, so I didn't take that one. And I'm in the one with the flare going off as well, so I'm
I
not
would just say, for when you're doing your, I'm assuming you're going to do more photos,
Yeah.
look into like different types of camera work, like composition. Like if you are using camera, because that's what I'm doing as well, it's like different settings as well. If you look into that and you just
That's your practical research, which would be secondary. And so you highlighted your experimentation, what you want to do, which is really good. Some of your practical and secondary research would be like what Ethan just said, is looking at types of composition, why you're using maybe different manual settings, and then you'd experiment with that. But yeah, I think it's good. I think that's... You added in your target audience, which is good. I would try and think about how your documentary is going to appeal to them. So how are you going to convince that target audience in order to watch your documentary? Yeah. So if it's a younger target audience, are you going to have lots of different types of visuals to kind of keep them more engaged? Is it going to be a short amount of time maybe to keep people more engaged? We need a little bit more secondary and primary research, I would say, in there that you've done already. But you gave a clear step-by-step of what you want to do, which is really good. But yeah, I think it's a strong hit, so well done.
Thank you.
Did we give them...
Well,
Okay, good.